Ndị be anyị ekele m unu n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị sị na ya dịrị ndị Igbo na mma. Dịka o si dị, ihe a bụ Igbo Media ka anyị si wee na-ewetara unu ya bụ nnukwu ozi dị oke mkpa gbasara maka anụ Igbo and Igbo community and ihe debe na Nigeria. Ya bụ ife ka anyị na-ewetara unu na Igbo Media. Dịka isi wee na-esonye anyị, ọ bụ na nke a bụ ụbọchị izizi gị ị na-abịa n'ilu akwụkwọ na Igbo Media. Kabaru ka subscribe and turn on your notification ka you miss any of our updates dịka anyị na-etikwu ya n'iru akwụkwọ kwa mgbe. Dịka o si dị, o nwere ya wetara n'ụbọchị nke taa gbasara maka ka ya bụ ife si ada and gbasara maka ka ya bụ ife si akpọtụ n'ala Igbo. Biko mma achọ ka ige ya bụ ife. Ihe bụ ihe Biafran Chief of Staff bụ Ngozi Orabueze kwuru n'iru akwụkwọ gbasara maka ka o si ada na Finland and gbasara maka Biafran Prime Minister Maazị Simon Ekpa. So igecha ya bụ ife idropụra ife iche n'iru akwụkwọ gbasara maka ihe bụ ife ndị a niile okwu. All right, over to you.
Simon Ekpa, without indicting him for any crime yet, it was investigation. They isolated him. They tortured him physically, mentally, with all the imminent health conditions of death. That is what Finland did. So they isolated him, physically, mentally, socially destroyed him. He is still in their custody as we speak, without any indictment. They just suspected. This is the story Tinubu told Alexander Stubb, and Christopher Musa and Bianco Joko told Alexander Stubb, that Simon Ekpa is inciting us. So what did Alexander Stubb do? You didn't investigate before you lock him up. You didn't indict him before you locked him up. Nothing. It was under suspicion, as reported to you by the Nigerian terrorist state, a country that has been declared the most dangerous place for Christians in the world to live. Alexander Stubb listened to them. He believed their lies, and he ordered them to take away our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa in Finland and lock him up while the investigation goes on. Why didn't you allow him to stay in his home while this case continued? He is a member of the major Finland political party. He holds position in the transportation department of Finland. He is contributing as a local politician in Finland. So his integrity is very, very high. There's no reason why he can commit any act of terrorism. You know him to be a young, decent guy.
Yes, depending on your time zone and your location. The previous video on the day Mazen Namdekano got caught that DPM Dr. Ngozi Orabueze could see that Noga a breakdown of everything that happened around the trial of Mazen Simon Ekpa at the Paijahami District Court in Lati, Finland. One now, Obon Eman missed yesterday's broadcast. Watch this video from beginning to the end. If I would like broadcast from the USB government under the leadership of Dr. Ngozi Orabueze. Now this particular broadcast, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze melody broadcast no maybe since or ascended the throne of this DPM. One now, Chota know that rap before beginning make you watch this particular broadcast from beginning to the end. That's a Kamutaluni from the miss yesterday because of one excuse or the other. Watch this particular video. Kinu kosi we call wife ne mankinu beho. Basataro this Maazị Simon Ekpa's ongoing trial and detention at the Finnish authority. Chota know that I watch this video. Uno mana Maazị Nnamdi Kanu ne kuya steady ne pushike. Sinat na the day a woman ne take lead of this Biafra movement that the whole world mara that na Biafra diago. But this woman no post to the Biafran constitution on Amazon. Some people Meri Yakaji, Chiayochi, Moyamu, Mandena call USB government on that no bros on Amazon, no car, no cause. Nenia, she's currently making move. Oti constitutional they see by the congressmen, people that matters in the society. Oti constitutional they see way by haka, and she's already doing it. Look at the post a few hours ago. Careful that now she's making move, taking pictures with people that matters in the society. Congressmen in the US, even in other countries, they make sure that this particular constitution, they rite haka kuchi how we so we the one infane. One now settle one more down. Watch this video from beginning to the end. Can go update that first before their place. They get the video of the broadcast only yesterday. He watches your video. As he watches your video, you go follow no road. One name follow no road. Enjoy the rest of the video, guys. I will be right back. Alright guys, inanya na screen again now. If you post Dr. Ngozi Orabueze in her official Twitter handle, and the update reads, at a special breakfast this morning, June 14, 2025, with Congressman Budi Carter and re-elected GAGOP chairman Josh MC Kun, the United States of Biafra USB Constitutional Declaration document was presented to this esteemed guest. USB is a sovereign nation that exited from Nigeria on November 29, 2024 with the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa and leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. She also said, I was delighted to hear how much Congressman Carter knew about Biafra. Great speech from both leaders. So Ifabo, the speech from Dr. Ngozi Orabueze.
Thank you so much. Please, if your phone is open, can you mute your phone so we don't get background noise, please? Once again, I thank the media for what they do for us. I thank the cabinet members, the United States of Biafra cabinet members that are here present for what they do every day to ensure that we all go home as quickly as possible to our motherland to build our nation. I thank you all for that. I want to use this opportunity. Can you please track who is making that noise, media or the COS? I want to use this opportunity to recognize our Oyendu Nnamdi Kanu. All of us are aware he was at the court yesterday on the 13th, right? It was such a coincidence that our leader Oyendu was in the zoo terrorist court in Nigeria on June 13th. And our Prime Minister, His Excellency, the Peace Ambassador, Simon Ekpa, was also in Finland on the same day, 13th of June. That shows that something good is going to happen to us. We are going home faster than we expect to go home and build our new nation, the United States of Biafra. For every Biafran, I believe most of you have been following what's been going on. Our leader Nnamdi Kanu appeared in the Nigerian court yesterday to answer for nothing except why must we restore the United States of Biafra. That is the only reason that they are holding him. That is the only reason the Nigerian terrorist state headed by Tinubu and the defense chief Christopher Musa and the delegitimized governors are holding Nnamdi Kanu. Forget all that story they're telling. Forget all the shenanigans. Forget all the lies Nigerian government has been cooking every day against innocent Biafrans, against our leader Nnamdi Kanu. Forget all that. Nigeria is a terrorist state. They are the criminals. Nigeria went to Kenya, collaborated to rendition our Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya to Nigeria. They blindfolded him in a mafia gangster way. They moved him in the night, blindfolded him, tortured him, beat him, kidnapped him from Kenya and moved him down to Nigeria. That was what Tinubu and Christopher Musa did. That was what they did to our leader. That was what Nigeria did to our leader. They kidnapped him from Kenya without going through the legal process, through the normal legal process to extradite anybody. And they signed the charter by the United Nations. They signed the charter of African Union, Commonwealth, which they are part of that body. Even ECOWAS, Nigeria signed, is a signatory to those organizations that before you rendition somebody, before you take away somebody, a citizen, a British citizen, from one country to another, you must go through the legal process of that country to move that person from one country to the other. Nigeria signed those charters. But do they maintain it now? Because they operate in a gangster mafia style, terrorist way. They just talk to some people in Kenya. They are collaborators. I don't know if the Kenyan government was fully aware or in partner with that criminality. But Nigeria, anywhere they go, the leadership of Nigeria is all criminality. They colluded with some criminals in Kenya, planned with them, forcefully blindfolded NNAMDI Kanu, caught him, and bundled him to Nigeria, beat him. What bigger terrorism is more than that? That is a pure terrorist act. When you go to a foreign nation, another country, you catch a citizen, you hold a citizen, blindfold the citizen, beat the citizen, bundle him, put him inside a plane, and ship him to Nigeria without any legal process. Isn't that terrorism? That is what Nigeria, headed by Tinubu and Christopher Musa now, the ones that are talking about terrorism, that is what they did to our leader, Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu. Did Nnamdi Kanu commit any crime? No. All he was saying is, I'm practicing the law that was approved by the whole world, which is self-determination. The people have a right to choose who is going to rule them. All our leader Nnamdi Kanu was doing was to promote that, sensitize Biafrans, let us know we have the right to choose our leaders, not the terrorist leaders imposed by the Nigerian state to Biafrans, killing people, reintegrating non-terrorists, giving them AK-47, reintegrating them into the military and police, sending them to the southeast and other zones to kill innocent indigenous citizens. That is what Nigeria do. So who is a terrorist? The person talking about self-determination, self-defense, or the person that went to Kenya, kidnapped somebody, closed his eyes, beat him up, bundled him into an airplane and took him to Nigeria without going through any Kenyan law, without going through any normal legal process, without going through that which they signed in the charters of organizations like the United Nations, the African Union, the Commonwealth, the ECOWAS, and all other organizations. They refuse to go through those processes because of what? They are a mafia terrorist state. Those organizations like the United Nations, the African Union, the ECOWAS, that they signed to be member of, they do not respect the laws of those organizations. They see those organizations as people they can always bribe their leaders, which they've been doing for so many years, but not anymore. So they go there and bribe their way into the leadership. They bribe their way into elected people that hold sensitive positions in these organizations. And then we are asking if these organizations like the African Union, the European Union, the European Union on Human Rights Commission, the ECOWAS, the Commonwealth, if Nigeria is bribing people that work for you to commit crimes against humanity, to disobey fundamental and disrupt and trample on the fundamental human rights of citizens, which these organizations were established to protect, why should Nigeria still be a member of African Union, of the United Nations, of the European Union, of the Commonwealth? Why should a terrorist state be a member of these organizations as we speak? That means the leadership of this organization, some of them have been compromised to destroy the integrity of these organizations. And that must be corrected immediately. Or else, these organizations are going to be relegated to the trash of history. That is what they did to our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, who currently is spending almost 5 to 6 years in DSS dungeon, in prison in Nigeria for nothing. Nigeria President and Christopher Musa, they are holding Nnamdi Kanu for almost 5 to 6 years for nothing, except let my people go. We have the right to self-determination. We have the right to rule and choose who is going to be our leader. Nigeria felt can never happen because they are a terrorist mafia organization. They can jump into any country in the world, pay people in the police department, in the justice department, bribe them, and bundle innocent citizens away from those countries. That is what Nigeria has done for the past 100 years. Not anymore. Not anymore. So we Biafrans gather today to tell our Onyendo NNAMDI Kanu, we appreciate you, we cherish you, we honor you for your resilience, for your persistency. Do not let them push you. Do not be compromised, because the United States of Biafra has been declared. That which you seek is here already. On the same note, I want to also recognize our amiable Prime Minister, His Excellency Obatobie, the Peace Ambassador Simon Ekpa, whom the Finland government colluded with the Nigerian government and took him away just about a week or 2 weeks to the redeclaration of the United States of Biafra in Finland. That was what Alexander Stubb did. He listened to the terrorist state of Nigeria. He colluded, Alexander Stubb colluded with the Nigerian state for economic gains. And a week to our convention in Finland, he and his cronies, they gave the order to remove our prime minister, take him away so that he will not declare Biafra. And Finland obeyed Alexander Stubb, who colluded with the Nigerian terrorist state to remove our prime minister, Simon Ekpa. Even though Simon Ekpa has never committed any crime for his many years of residency in Finland. No record, zero. But all of a sudden, Nigeria went to tell Finland that Simon Ekpa is, in bracket, a terrorist. He is a terrorist financier. He is instigating people. Bianca Ojukwu, Christopher Musa, and Tinubu, they went to tell Alexander, take him away. He is a terrorist. But Alexander Stubb, you did not ask them what is the reason why you think they branded him what they branded him, which he is not. No, you did not do that. All you did is that your legal department, the highest legal department in Finland, you went on this manhunt to clamp Simon Ekpa down. You picked him up on your orders. You removed him from his people that he was protecting. And within the timeline, Finland took our prime minister away in November 2024. Within just 2 months of that incident, Biafrans lost over 1,500 innocent indigenous Biafrans. Nigerian state killed them. They massacred them. Innocent children, women that have committed no crime. They removed our prime minister. Alexander Stubb removed our prime minister. And Tinubu and Christopher Musa, they went on the massacre. They invaded Biafran territory because they know we are going to declare our independence in Finland. Within that timeline, they killed many innocent Biafrans. They invaded, they burnt many homes. That was a plan between Finland and Nigeria state. There are no two ways about that. Do not be deceived. No story. This is exactly what happened. And the intention is to stop the restoration of the United States of Biafra. Nothing more. Because the United States of Biafra is where the mineral resources, the rich oil, that all these foreign countries, you bribe your way, you buy them, it comes from Biafra land. That is why Tinubu and Christopher Musa is ready to kill all Biafrans as long as that oil gets to you. Not anymore. I promise you, not anymore.
And what neno from Igbo media, boy by Sire Yabuzi, Joe Kempa, but Starbuck Yemen and Nigeria, and the NNAMDI teacher, na Eastern region, and Uno Kosia Dana Finland, and the Biafran Prime Minister, KCGD, the update, and the Yabu Biafran declaration came in Finland, so Yelina Kaya, I know Telu Niba Huko. Kifi waliku basta makayabo iye chief of staff kukasinirwa kuko yaneboro tagasiaka and the new development on Biafra.